Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Trump sparring on the campaign trail, taking on top issues in hopes of swaying undecided voters. Harris is gaining momentum in 3 new national polls, holding a slim lead against the former president. The Wall Street Journal puts the vice president just 1 percentage point ahead of Trump in a head-to-head matchup, but it's well within the 2.5-point margin of error. And a new Bloomberg Morning Consult poll shows support for Trump is slipping in 7 key battleground states. New numbers from Reuters back up that trend, with Harris taking a 4 percentage point lead against the former president. That's up from a 1 percentage point lead she held against Trump in late July. But Trump still has time to regain some ground before taking the debate stage in just 10 days. Inflation, reproductive rights, and the border are all expected to take center stage when the nominees face off on that debate stage. To break down the campaign trail further and talk everything White House, let's bring in Herbie Ziskend, the White House Principal Deputy Communications Director under President Biden. Herbie, it's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us. I know you are on the road with the president right now in Rehoboth Beach, so thank you for taking time away from that for us. We know that the president has a busy week ahead, so I want to ask you what he has planned and just how often he's going to be on the road with his vice president in the days to come.
Kelly, thanks for having me on. The president's got an aggressive travel schedule. You know, we return from Labor Day, which is the unofficial start of fall. The president on Monday is going to be with the vice president in Pittsburgh, meeting with union workers, talking about how the Biden-Harris administration is the most pro-union administration in history. Thursday, he flies out to Wisconsin to talk about his investments in rural America and creating jobs and opportunity in rural America. Friday, he's off to Michigan to talk about strengthening the middle class, good union jobs. So it's a busy stretch. We're back to, this is back to school, back to the fall, and the president, the vice president are hitting the road, and it kicks off on Monday.
And VP Harris, I want to ask you about this, just with how she's kind of maybe distancing herself from some of the Biden policies, but she's been the vice president for the last, 3.5 years, 4 years. Is it fair to position herself as this underdog, or what would you say?
Well, the vice president has been proud to talk about the historic successes of the Biden-Harris policies. You know, we've seen 16 million jobs, record small businesses, border encounters are plummeting, crime is plummeting. Investment from the private sector, not public, but private sector, is fueling the jobs boom and construction boom and manufacturing boom all over the country. You know, the president, the vice president inherited an economy on its back, an economy shut down under the previous administration, schools shut down under the previous administration. The president, the vice president got the economy going, got the country vaccinated, and we've seen record job creation and a revitalization of communities across the country. And she is talking about that all over the country. As she travels, as she speaks, you see her in interviews, she's talking about the successes of her, of the president and her administration. And, the president, the vice president will be shoulder to shoulder on Monday in Pittsburgh, talking about these accomplishments, talking about the progress we've made. There's more to do. There's more to do to bring down costs, but the president and the vice president have amassed a very successful record, and they're both going to be proud to talk about it in the weeks and the months to come.
How often will Biden be on the road with Harris, would you say?
They'll be on the road together. You'll see them on Monday. They were just on the road together a couple of weeks ago in Maryland, talking about prescription drug prices and how Medicare, for the first time, thanks to the president, the vice president, are going to be negotiating prescription drug costs and lowering them, capping insulin at $35. They were together talking about that, and they'll be together in the weeks to come. And, let's not forget, they're also governing partners. They're leading an effort to bring a ceasefire deal in the Middle East. They're working together to lower costs. So they'll be traveling. You'll see them apart. You'll see them together on Monday. They're also working together day in and day out to lead the country.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.